Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming out. We're glad that you fell back appropriately and hit here at the right time today. Let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Ron Bowman. I'm the Vice President of Student Development at Hodges University, and we welcome you to our Student Leadership Recognition Program for November 6, 2011. We've been doing this for several years now, and this is one of those really feel-good days where we learn about our student leaders, their contributions and successes. I also know that this is a day where we have a lot to say, so I'm going to be very short on my welcomes. To all our dignitaries that are present, thank you for being here. To our families and friends who have come out to support our students, we're very happy to see you. And to our students who are our recipients today, just to get us all warmed up, let's give them that first round of applause. How about that? Now, I happen to know that this program can be as long as we would like for it to be. Some of us would like for it to be an hour. Some of us would like for it to be 3 hours. So we're hoping that we're more on the first side, and that means that we're going to keep our words briefer and short and to the point, and that'll help us make what we want to do and make our reception, which we really is another great fun period where we have a chance to thank you for what you've done and share more time with you. In saying that, I guess I should be brief myself, and so I'm going to move right on into our first award tonight. It's the President's Award. Our own great leader and mentor of our school, our president, Dr. Terry McMahan, will be coming up to present this award. Dr. McMahan, please come forward.
Thanks, Ron. Let me extend a very warm welcome to all of you and to our guests and recipients. And let me say this on behalf of all of the presenters that are going to come up here, because I know they're all going to say the same thing. It's very difficult to choose a recipient because there are a lot of great students out there, but you have to make that choice and move forward, and we're looking forward to honoring those who we have chosen. As I said, choosing one student is difficult, yet each year the recipient of the President's Award demonstrates to me and the institution an outstanding service record and professionalism, meeting our core competencies of leadership, initiative, excellence in communication, research, and critical thinking. For 2011, I'm happy to announce Mandy Goldenberg for the President's Award. Mandy has a 4.0 GPA. She was Student of the Month for March 2011, highly praised by Dr. Weyl as an outstanding legal studies student, and she has held several positions within the legal society. Mandy is supportive, dedicated, and committed to community service and university projects, including her leadership roles in our support of October Breast Cancer Month, Toys Drive for local children and children of Japan following the tsunami, and the cell phone recycling project. Mandy serves as a student mentor and has assisted student development in the marketing and advertising of the various clubs and organizations. Dr. Brooks, our Dean of Students, says of Mandy Goldenberg, Mandy's outgoing, caring, and positive personality is contagious. She excels in any endeavor she attempts. I have personally appreciated Mandy Goldenberg for serving on our ICUF Presidential Fellow Commission. We were together in Tallahassee, begging for money for the FRAG from our legislative representatives, and you can see a little picture on the back of your program that I love FRAG. Mandy's very much responsible for that movement. And I'm quite happy that she will serve another year as an ICUF Fellow and train other students who wish to assume this university representation. So you better watch out, because Mandy will get you involved in this important initiative. Mandy, please come forward and accept the President's Award.
Thank you all so much for being here. Hi. Shortly after I moved to Fort Myers, I decided to go back to school. I honestly thought I would go to class, go home, do my homework, maybe go to the library occasionally. I'll admit it, I was very wrong. As soon as I got active in school, I decided to see how far I could go as a Hodges student and how much I could grow just as a person. I've had the ability to do some amazing things like Dr. McMahan just told you, and I've had so much fun doing it. Last fall, when I accepted the IPA fellowship, I knew I had been receiving a grant, but I didn't know the hows or whys. Now I know. The state provides private university students who are state residents working toward an undergraduate degree excuse me, with the Florida Resident Access Grant, also known as FRAG. And in order to maintain this grant, we need to say thank you on a regular basis. So as you've been warned, I am going to ask all of you to get involved today. On your way out, you will find some of these. This is our way of saying thank you. We're going to be signing these that will be outside. We'll be hand delivering these in Tallahassee, just to say thank you to our legislators. We always keep our campaigns very, very positive. We never want to say, you must keep our grant or else. We simply say thank you. And this is a way to say thank you. So Paulette, who's also a IPA fellow now, has joined me in creating this campaign. So as you leave, I ask that you please sign this and become a participant in our FRAG campaign. There are so many people who have helped me grow since I've become a student here at Hodges. Dr. Marcia, Jeff, Judy, Molly, April, Celadina, who, when I've had a thought, have supported my ideas and helped me create amazing things. Dr. Weyl, who has allowed me to use the Legal Society and his classrooms as a springboard for my FRAG efforts and community service events. My amazing family, who's somewhere at the door, who understand that my education is incredibly important to me, and they provide unconditional support. And congratulations to everyone receiving awards today. From experience, I know how much hard work went into this, and thank you, Dr. McMahan, for this prestigious award.
I'm happy to announce the Neno J. Spagna Service Award, but unfortunately Dr. Neno and his pet are not here today. They were due on a trip out of town. Typically they're sitting right here enjoying every moment of our events. Students, you recognize Dr. Spagna's name by the scholarship that honors his service to our university. He founded the HU Scholarship Program and was an invaluable mentor during the foundation of International College, now Hodges University. Dr. Spagna has always focused on the importance of community service, and I know that he would be very delighted with our choice of Kathleen, Kitty, or Bryce as this year's recipient of the Spagna Community Service Award. In Kathleen's application for the Spagna Scholarship, we learned of the extent of her volunteerism and dedication to our community and to our institution. Kathleen has served our nation in the military, honorably discharged. She participates in a free lunch program at Tice United Methodist Church and has participated in activities to support the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the American Cancer Society, the March of Dimes, the Salvation Army, and other vital nonprofit organizations. And she's an active member of the HU Ambassadors, supporting the Hodges effort in community service. The Perkins tree, the giving tree for seniors, appeals to Kitty, as she is also all about RAK. You know what that means, right? Random Acts of Kindness. You can find her serving food to needy families at Christmas at the American Legion. Kathleen says that she's happiest when helping others and sharing with people. There is a distinct joy in community service, and Ms. Bryce, as an outstanding representative of our student body, embodies the spirit of the Neno J. Spagna Community Service Award. Let's bring Kitty to the stage, please.
Is it hot in here? Or is it just that warm feeling that you get when you lend a helping hand? I inherited a servant's heart from my dad, a Methodist minister. We used to joke that he only worked 1 day a week, but in truth, you know that the other 6 days were spent in the service of others. He was visiting the sick or lonely, helping a neighbor with a project, or bringing a stranger home for dinner. Mom would just set out another plate, and my sister and I would pester our new aunt or uncle with questions and games. Asking for or accepting aid, however, isn't as easy. My parents taught me to graciously receive a gift with heartfelt appreciation and to pay it forward. Thank you, Molly Grubbs. Here you are. Dr. Marcia Brooks. Somewhere. Dr. Ron Bowman. And those who recommended and selected me for this award. For Mr. and Mrs. Spagna, I would like to thank them for their gift, both for the scholarship of the winter term and for this community service award. I am so touched by their generosity, and I'll bet they're very familiar with that warm feeling of which I speak. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I will be presenting the Excellence in Diversity Award. But I would like to begin with the definition of the word diversity. It is the concept of diversity encompasses acceptance and respect. It means understanding that each individual is unique and recognizing our individual differences. These differences can be along the dimensions of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, where we are as far as economics, what our status is, age, physical abilities, religious belief, and other ideologies. Here at Hodges University, it is our goal to maintain a safe, positive, nurturing, accepting, and inclusive environment for our students. To achieve this goal, one must realize that we must be accepting of others and be inclusive of them. And this will help our students to achieve their academic goals and also give them the opportunity to explore the differences of others. In deciding who would be awarded our Diversity for 2011 award, as was mentioned before, it was a tough decision because I had so many to choose from. But what I decided to do was focus on one characteristic of a diverse person, and that was the characteristic of showing empathy, to be able to put yourself in another person's place, to be understanding, to be giving. And that person that we chose is Mr. Hans Joseph. And as Hans come forward, I would like to tell you a little bit about him. Hans arrived here from Haiti in 2000 and, help me Hans here? 2010. And it was after a 20-year separation from his father. Upon arrival, both Hans and his dad enrolled in our ESL program. They successfully completed the program and are now enrolled in our undergraduate studies. I'm the type of person who likes to observe, to listen and watch people before I come to a conclusion. And in observing Hans from a distance, I realized that he was a very giving person. I always noticed when he came to the business office, he always was bringing someone else, helping him, taking him to the different student service areas. Keeping in mind, he was new himself. He was learning the language, he was learning our culture, but he was always willing to step outside his comfort zone and to give to others. He could put himself in their place. He showed empathy. Now, I was in the process of looking for someone, Hans didn't realize this, to fill a position as one of our work studies in the business office because we needed help in assisting our students who spoke Creole and French, which of course Hans could do, along with some Spanish. And so I would ask my staff, who is that young man? He always seemed to be in control. He knows everyone. He's always helping everyone. So I offered Hans the position, and what really impressed me is he didn't accept it right away because he knew he had academic responsibilities were fulfilled. So he thought it over. He didn't jump in right into it, but the agreement was made that when it came time for testing, or if he was falling behind, that his hours would be short. And I really appreciated that. So please join me in welcoming Hans, who works across borders, who's very empathetic, and a great asset to Hodges University.
He's a leader.
Mrs. Gail's already said everything I had to say. I do not know what I have special, but I know one thing. I work with about 3 or 4 women, and the one thing we do every single day in our life is sharing everything with people. Who leads me to not love human being in particular. So sometimes I feel useless when I met someone or see someone sitting somewhere in a place alone, sad, and I can do nothing about it. But Hodges University gave me that opportunity to share with people, comfort people, do what I can with people. We met people every day in the business office. We talk to them, we explain them. We become friends with some of them, we help them. Even if we need to help them by other people or other person that could do the work better than ours, we do. That's what we do at Hodges University. That's what I do, particularly. And I'm really, really honored to receive this Excellence in Diversity Award. And I thank every single person who is sitting here that take the time to come here to congratulate everyone, to help everyone understanding that every single person counts, even you can do nothing. Trust me. Yeah. Even you can do nothing, but you count. That's something you do. That's something you can do. That's something you have to do. So I have to do it anyway. I cannot complain. That's my mission. That's what I do. And sometimes the children meet me at Hodges University about 8:30 in the night. Trust me. They close up between 9 or 9:50. They meet me about 8:30, 9. What you doing here? I always say, I find a new home. I spend my whole day. I spend my 6 over 6 at Hodges University. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I spend it at Hodges University. Even if I'm working, even if I have nothing to do, even I have study to do also. That's where I live, that's where I feel better. That's, I find friends, family, that's everything I need and everything I found and everything I could give back and everything I don't know what to say. So, again, thank you, and I really appreciate this award, and I thank especially Mrs. Gail Williams that's choosing me for this award.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's used to, have changed your clocks already. This is one of my favorite events here at Hodges because we get a chance to share with families and friends the wonderful work that the students here are doing. I know for families it's very difficult. Sometimes when, as the previous award winner just said, they spend a lot of time here and you wonder, what are they doing here? So we're here to tell you they're doing great things. I have the honor today to award and recognize 2 students who have been working closely with the Hispanic Institute. And just a little bit about the Hispanic Institute. The mission is to serve the Hispanic community through education, policy, awareness, and research. And in keeping with that mission, the Institute has become a bridge between the community and the university. We've hosted educational forums, we've highlighted local artists, cultural representatives who contributed to our community and have been part of key research projects in the area. So in addition to generating new knowledge for our local community, these projects provide Hodges University students the opportunity to strengthen their academic and professional skills. The first student I'd like to recognize is Mr. Gregory Watson, who's here with his family. And I'd like to share a little bit about Gregory with you. He's worked closely with Dr. Hoffman to survey over 300 local mental health providers to explore the availability of culturally competent services for underrepresented populations. That's one of the projects he's been instrumental in. Gregory Watson received an Associates of Arts degree from Edison College in 2009 and a bachelor's degree in applied psychology from Hodges University in 2011. He's currently working as an administrative assistant at Immunopath Profile, a psychology assistant at the Center for Behavioral Health Care, and conducts research in his role as a teaching assistant here at Hodges University. He has previously worked in both graphic and web design positions and continues to dabble in that field. He's originally from England, and his family's here with him today. And he lives in Naples for the past 10 years and enjoys exercising, reading, and dining out with his fiance. And he is scheduled to be married soon. Yes. So, Gregory, if you would please come up.
All right, well, let's hope you can hear me okay. I'd just like to thank the Hispanic Institute and Carmen for giving me this award. It's my first award, so it's very, very special. I'd like to thank Hodges for my wonderful education and for making this opportunity possible. I'd like to thank my family, who they have just arrived. They arrived last night from England, so they're here today. This is also doubling as a graduation ceremony because they didn't get to see that. So it's got 2 benefits. And I would also like to thank Tara, my lovely fiancée, who is going to be my wife a week from today, for my support as well. So thank you. And congratulations to all the other award winners.
That was a long speech, Greg. Keep it short and sweet.
I'd like to call also on Victor Cerna. Just a little bit about Victor. He was instrumental in updating the 2009 Hispanic Institute Demographic and Economic Indicator Report for Lee and Collier counties, available on the Hispanic Institute website. Victor and his wife Millie came to the United States from Peru in 2003. Although he had a degree in electronic engineering in Peru, jobs were difficult to acquire. So Victor relocated, and he's always perceived education as one of the greatest tools that he can use in order to accomplish his goals. In 2007, he enrolled at Hodges University in the English as a second language program. And in May of that year, he began to pursue an associate's degree in computer information technology at Hodges. He's currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in computer information technology and hopes to continue on for his master's in business administration. He's here today with family and friends, with his beautiful wife Millie and his beautiful daughters. I'd like to call Victor up, and he's also been instrumental in our new initiative through the Hispanic Institute called Hablemos, for folks who know some Spanish. who want to continue to practice the language, it's free of charge here at Hodges. So he has been wonderful in helping develop that program as well.
Wow, I prefer stay over there. To be honest with you, I feel a little bit nervous, but I feel in family. And this is why I would like to ask you, let me read my speech. First of all, thank you very much, Dr. McMahan, Dr. Rob, Dr. Mrs. Rey-Gomez. I feel honored to receive this Hispanic Institute Leadership Award 2011. I read in my Student Leadership Challenge book that a person is not born as a leader. I believe that leadership is developed during the years. Leadership is an inner strength which motivates people to do amazing things. We will find several examples of leaders that directed a group of people in the history of the world. And the result of these directions was extremely significant for mankind. Those people made a positive history. If we review our history, we will also find leaders in our family, in our friends, even in friends from our childhood, in our job, in our school, etc. I'm sure that we will remember those people with very strong personality, charm, and very extroverted. But don't get confused. That is not the main characteristic of leadership, because those good first impressions can be vanished if the person's life does not match with what they say, or they do not show respect for the group. Respect, care, trust, and integrity are qualities for a leader that impact people's life in a positive way. Another quality of a leader is to build unity in a time of change. And I would like to thank Hodges University and the Hispanic Institute because they encourage the students to participate in several activities to help our community. I'm very sure that through those activities, we can find and develop the leader that is in our inner self. First, believing in ourselves and believing that we can do something different for our community and for our country. Just go for it. I would like to talk about one person that has been a leader during my entire life. My father. He is a very humble man, although he has been in positions with very high responsibilities. He never got blind by the power, always putting everybody else before him. A man that is very strict in what he thinks. He taught us that we always have to see and think further. He showed us to treat everybody with respect and care. I can find all the qualities of a good leader in him, and I would like to dedicate this Hispanic Leadership Award 2011 to him. Again, thank you very much, Dr. McMahan, Dr. Rob, Mrs. Rey-Gomez, for this great opportunity to receive this award. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. The Sextant is our student literary magazine, and students can submit poems, essays, short stories, or photographs for consideration. I am a member of the editorial committee of the Sextant, and I therefore have the privilege of reading all the submissions and voting on which students should receive the Sextant Award each year. The award this year goes to Barry R. Hamilton for his essay entitled Voyager. His essay was about an event that we all have to face sometime in our lives, the passing of his father. He begins his essay describing how he brought his father from Florida to Virginia to the house he grew up in so that he could spend his last days in comfortable surroundings. Shortly after his father's death, he received a phone call from someone who had found his class ring that he had lost more than 30 years ago. Having something lost for so many years returned to him gave him a new perspective on the events he had just experienced. I would like to read Barry's closing paragraph to you. The source of my renewed spirit now became clear to me as I looked at the ring and walked back towards the house. We are all indeed fellow voyagers along the path of life. We become bruised and battered in the course of weathering the many storms along the way, but we are always on a path with a purpose and future, governed by forces we will never be able to fully comprehend. We cannot understand those forces, but we can marvel at them and the way the universe operates, and be secure in that knowledge to give us meaning to our lives. As I open the door to walk in, I look back over my shoulder to see a shaft of bright sunlight break through the heavy gray clouds to shine down on earth, and I smiled. Barry?
Beautiful plaque, guys. Isn't this gorgeous? This is going to dovetail so nicely with my little "Will Write for Food" sign that I used out on the interstate on-ramps. Thanks everybody involved in this. This is absolutely flabbergasted and astounding to be delivered this sort of honor. I'm just overwhelmed with the whole thing. But I don't want to talk about myself. I did not prepare any written words here, which I guess is unusual for somebody that receives an award for his writing skills. But I didn't want to basically inundate you with my gems of prose. I wanted to talk about what this experience here has been for me. And I'm going to be brief, I promise. The economy forced me into a situation last year where I had to make some choices. And in the course of thinking about things, I decided I wanted to do something that I had been wanting to do for many decades. And that was to come back to school. When I first walked into the store, I was terrified. I mean, obviously, I'm not your typical student. I'm not a teenager, obviously. But after I got in and I found out that this mush between my ears still operates correctly, the guidance and the support and just the whole milieu, the whole atmosphere here awakened a spirit in me that I lay dormant for 40, 50 years. And I want to thank everybody involved. I want to thank Dr. Bowman, I want to thank Dr. Bach, Dr. Brooks, anybody that had anything to do with this thing, because it has awakened talents in me that I needed. I needed these things in my life, and I'm so thankful to have them. So thank you so much for all your support, and this award especially. Have a good day.
Hi, everyone. Just a couple of announcements from overall student developments. This portion of today's program focuses on the learning and personal development that occurs for our Hodges student leaders as they engage in both academic and non-academic activities inside and outside the classroom. To enhance student learning, the Office of Student Development works toward making the classroom experiences more productive by encouraging our students to devote time outside the classroom to educationally purposeful activities. The student life goal is the development of the whole student. And this can only be done with the support of many of you that are here. The academic deans who support the programs within their schools, our club advisors, our club members, faculty members, our staff members, our vice presidents and executive vice presidents, Dr. McMahan as well, and our namesakes, Mr. and Mrs. Hodges. With the university's support, we are able to enrich the lives of Hodges University students. Thank you all very much for all that you do to help our students in these endeavors. Research has proven that students who expend more effort in a variety of activities outside of the classroom benefit the most intellectually and in the personal development domain. A key here is the opportunity the student has to interact with faculty and other students outside of the classroom. Our Hodges student leaders have taken responsibility for their own learning when they agreed to participate in these out-of-classroom activities. This involvement has provided them and their club members the opportunity to enrich their individual educational experience, develop a portfolio of out-of-class learning experiences and associated benefits, and discuss with others their academic progress and how what they are learning has applied to classroom learning in all aspects of student life. Most importantly, these experiences have fostered the demonstration of the 5 educational outcomes: leadership, initiative, effective communication, critical thinking, and researchability, the experiential learning and involvement with student life outside of the classroom. You have seen some of these in the slideshow that we had playing earlier. Now you will learn of the many out-of-classroom experiences our award winners have been involved with through the introductions you will hear from their advisors and the words our award winners will share as they receive these awards. So the next segment of our program shall begin. First up is from the School of Allied Health, Dr. Susan Anderson.
The Allied Health Club's purpose is to introduce students to their future health profession. Healthcare demands that the people who care for patients possess integrity, understand that interdisciplinary collaboration is essential, and understand that the highest level of skill and knowledge is required and must be maintained. For Michael Klein, this is how he already lives his life. He participates in as many university functions as possible. He mentors and studies with his classmates, hoping to bring them with him on his quest for academic excellence. Michael contributes to building knowledge across departments as he assists with research with Dr. Hoffman, as he contributes to the Interdisciplinary Studies Department, the School of Allied Health, and to the university. Michael already understands and transcends the golden rule as he practices the platinum rule, where he treats others as they wish to be treated. In recognition for all he contributes to this university, it is my honor to award Michael Klein with the Leadership Award for the Allied Health Club for the Fort Myers campus.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson, for the kind words. I didn't prepare a speech today, but I just wanted to say everything that happens here at Hodges is a reflection of our faculty and everybody here. They support the students and they live by example. So it encouraged us students to pass that on to each other, and for success. Thank you, everybody. It's going to be brief. Thank you.
As Dean of the School of Allied Health, I have the fantastic opportunity of working with a number of great students, faculty, and staff. But it's these award luncheons, I guess we're not doing lunch today, but are my favorite activity, and I get teary-eyed very easily. Dr. Anderson told you a little bit about the purpose of the Allied Health Club here at Hodges University. We have good clubs on both campuses. Our leadership on the Naples campus has been because of Lorraine Castaldo's success in getting the club moving. Allied health students are very busy students with a very tough curriculum. But Lorraine has, if I can use one word to describe her, it's determined. She is determined to do things right. She is determined to make things better. And we're very proud and pleased to have Lorraine Castaldo as the Leadership Award for the Naples campus and the Allied Health Club. Lorraine?
I'm a little nervous. As I'm sitting there, I was thinking to myself, I'm just a kid from Brooklyn. I'd like to thank Dr. Harrison and all the faculty of the Allied Health Department, Mr. Moser, Dr. Webster, Professor Couts, Mr. Appleby, for this acknowledgement and allowing me to participate in the wonderful opportunities offered to me at Hodges. I hope once I leave these doors in December that I will pay it forward in the healthcare field. I also want to extend my appreciation to Dr. Paula Diamante, I know she's not here today, for sneaking into my Allied Health meetings to extend her support of the club and myself as her student. I'm very proud of the Allied Health Club as part of our studies and efforts to better the community and ourselves. Lastly, I want to thank my mom, who came here from New York. I learned my leadership skills and my work ethic from my mom, and my three incredible children for always being the cheerleader for their mom when the thought of me going back to school was, are you crazy? Even when the dinners were late and allowing me a few more hours in the library. Thank you all for coming, and congratulations to all the fellow students.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, this is one of the most special days of the whole year for Hodges University. It's always a wonderful experience for each of the schools and all of the clubs and organizations to recognize those special students who helped to make Hodges University the wonderful university that it is. As the Dean of the School of Business, today it's my pleasure to award Kathy Burford the Johnson School of Business Leadership Award. Just to tell you a little bit about Kathy, she's a pretty much typical student, stressed to the max, working, she's a partner, she's a mother, she's a full-time, overtime person who generally has about 15 calls on her cell phone waiting to be answered because of her business. But yet, despite everything Kathy has going on in her life, she still has time for other people. She's that kind of student that we all like to have in our classroom. She's giving of her time to other students. She's excellent. She does it until she does it right. And if it's not right and it's yours, she'll give you some advice about how to make it right. She gives of her time freely to her community, to her business organization that she works with, and to anyone in general who is a friend of hers. Kathy is a wonderful, excellent representative of Hodges University, and I'm very proud to be able to make this award to you today, Kathy. Please come up.
First of all, I'm shocked I didn't trip along the way up. Thank you, Dr. Wyant. I've been very fortunate to have Dr. Wyant as a mentor throughout my undergraduate and now my graduate program. She's encouraged me, supported me, motivated me, and often kicked me at times where I think that I couldn't have succeeded and continued. I also want to thank my family, Monica, our 3 young children that are here, and a man that I've been very fortunate to call Dad for the last 20 years, Dr. David Robinson. Unfortunately, his wife Sue is unable to be here today with us. Sue and David have been extremely salient in my life. They have shown me and my family unconditional love and acceptance, where I didn't think that it really existed. I'd also like to say a couple things that I have felt that is very important to me. It's accepting responsibility for who I am, the choices I've made, and where I'm going. Personal accountability means just that. No one other than me is responsible for my choices. Sometimes luck helps us, however, we can't depend on luck. It occasionally runs out. I think once you've accepted your accountability and you understand what your actions and how they affect other people, then you can use that experience and that knowledge to help motivate other people and lead other people. Don't get me wrong, there are leaders out there that will steer people down the wrong path. I think it's important to know which path you're going to choose. Responsibility and accountability, or a path of second guesses and wishes. Your choices and your actions will be decided by those. Just will be decided, your choices and your actions will decide that for you. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with a little quote from an author, Howell. He says, "A vision without a clearly articulated action plan is a hallucination." A vision without a clearly articulated action plan is a hallucination. Choose your path wisely. And thank you, Dr. Wyant. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Interesting word, this word leadership. And I've heard it spoken, repeated over and over. It's difficult for me. I'm an academic, and the first thing an academic wants to do when he finds himself in front of a crowd of people is deliver a lecture, have a PowerPoint, maybe a handout, things of this nature. So I'll try to refrain from doing that, try to be brief. But here's the thing about leadership, that it exists as a theoretical construct. It exists as a thing that some people will tell you that they're born with, or one can be born with. Some people will tell you it's a thing that one can acquire. Some people will tell you it's some kind of combination. So when you're trying to go from the theoretical to the actual, theoretical to the practical, and you're examining a thing like leadership, really the only thing that one can do is look around and see who it is, however it is that he or she was able to do it, who it is that exhibits the traits of leadership. And the young man who is the award winner of the Johnson School of Business Club Leadership Award is Paul McCreight. He's been my student. I've had the pleasure of having Paul as a student for some, dare I say, number of years. He was an undergraduate student when he's in a graduate program now. Paul exhibits leadership. There is no question about it. There's an intensity about Paul. There's an influential nature about Paul. But there's also a success that attaches to Paul. Paul is one of those people who, when he puts his mind to something, which is pretty much everything that he does, he puts his mind to. He's successful. And that carries all the way over into putting his mind into someone else's thing to help that other person become successful. So we as a faculty got together to decide who would be named, nominated, the winner of this award for the Johnson School of Business. There was one name that kept coming up over and over and over again that I don't have to tell you. In fact, it's Paul.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here today and to receive this award. It's also especially privileged because I know Dr. John Meyer doesn't stand around and allow people to take his photograph. So it's like I've been given 2 awards today already. It's a privilege to participate here at Hodges University. I've attended school at a couple of universities before I found my way to Hodges. And it's more of a family than it is a hardline school, which is great. Because without family, it's hard to get through a lot of the challenges in life. I have some people over there at the table with me today, and they represent a lot of the help that's been given me in my life. My daughters over there, Carmen and Kathleen, they've been very patient as I've been late and held up in meetings, and my mother, who steps in, from having shortcomings of a father because I'm not home on time. My good friend Carl and his wife Kathleen are always there to lend an ear and help me out professionally, of course. And of course my best friend Jeanette, who's always there to listen to everything that I have, all my worries and my concerns
time. I had no idea that I was eligible for an award, so I appreciate that, Dr. Meyer and Dr. Wyant. It's very nice of you to think of me. It's nice to also apply the combined knowledge and experience that I've received from Hodges University and turn around and use that and pay it forward and teach some people and work with some people who maybe don't have the experiences that I have, and I can share with them. And that's what the School of Business, and that's what we're doing in our club, which is open to any student who wants to do it, well, as long as you're a student. But I've come a long way, and Dr. Meyer says he's known me for a couple of years, and I was an inventor when he met me, but now I'm an entrepreneur, and I started a business, and it's called O3 Hygienics. We purify water and ice, and it's used in hospitals and restaurants and seafood processing facilities and stuff like that, and it's to help keep food and water fresh for everybody. It's just something that I was able to work on. It's like I started out, my first job in life was actually making clean water when I was in the Navy, oddly enough. But now look where it's come at today, and it's people like Professor Meyer and Dr. Wyant who have stepped up to the plate and told me that it's okay to be assertive and to capture opportunities and make them the best that they can be. So it's nice. Thank you very much.
Okay, one last award from the School of Business for the recipient of the Sigma Beta Delta Honor Society Award. Sigma Beta Delta is that special society organization for business students and accounting students and management students who excel not only at academics, but at leadership, at just about everything in life that a person should excel at to be special. This year, it's our truly great honor to award this particular certificate to Shar Hingson. Shar is quite a special person, and I believe that I've known Shar now for, must be going on 10 years. She originally came to Hodges University, maybe even then International College, for her bachelor's degree, went away for a while and practiced her career, which is, you're not going to believe this, she's a fire inspector. Isn't that an unusual job for a woman? She's a female fire inspector, one of only 1 to 3 in our area. And then she decided to come back to Hodges for her master's degree. And she came back to Hodges, and if you don't mind my sharing this, Shar, she came back to Hodges for her degree. She was encouraged to go elsewhere, but she came back to Hodges because she wanted that one-on-one, that mentoring relationship. She wanted the ability to be able to interact with her professors. She wanted to be able to ask questions, to get right down into the middle of her studies, because she's that kind of person. And she's the person that you're bound to have on the phone, in your office, on the email, whatever, just questions, things to think about, ethical things. And a very special thing I'd like to tell you about is that this year she was honored by her peers as the Fire Inspector of the Year. And she traveled to Tallahassee and received a special award. And I think that's just a kind of an indication of the person that she is. And the type of leadership, ethics, I think is a very strong word to use for Shar too. And personality that she has. She's just truly a wonderful, wonderful person. When we decided about this award, there were a lot of names that came up, but Shar's name kept coming up. So Shar, please come up and accept your award.
Shar, Hingson, and first of all, I'd like to tell all the kids in the room, you guys are behaving really, really well. I'm impressed. Nobody's had the wiggle yet. Dr. Wyant's right. In 06 I came and I got my bachelor's degree and I went away. What Dr. Wyant instilled in me during that time was the enthusiasm and the motivation to go out and teach myself. Several years after I graduated, I became adjunct instructor of another state-run facility. There's nothing better than looking in your students' eyes and seeing that twinkle in their eyes when you connect with them. And you've taken a subject that they couldn't care about at all and made them passionate about something. I'm sure every person sitting here in this room can think of one person that has motivated them, that has made a difference in their life, whether it be in high school, elementary school, or post-secondary school. Somebody has made a difference and reached out and touched you. Dr. Wyant has always been my instructor until recently when Dr. Meyer took over the latter half of the class when she was promoted to dean. During the time that I've been with her, she's pushed and prodded and pulled each of the students. She built my confidence and my self-esteem by constantly challenging me to move beyond my comfort boundaries. I'd like to thank her. She's empowered me. She's been my mentor and my friend. Thank you, Dr. Wyant. Thank you, God. Thank you to my wonderful husband. Thank you to the United States of America that gives us all this opportunity to do this.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Weyl, and I am the faculty advisor for the Legal Society. One of the advantages of working with Hodges University is we do have that nice student-professor interaction. And oftentimes in those first few classes, we have the opportunity to really get to know some of our students. And I can definitely say that Goldenberg was one of those students in Introduction to Law, already asking those questions, already wanting to know why. That's a good thing. Critical thinking is an important skill to have in the legal world. And she displayed the critical thinking that's important. Likewise, in her legal research and in writing that she does, she's done a very, very good job of going above and beyond, really finding the essence of what needs to be done. Mandy has been twice elected as the president of the Legal Society, and she's done a phenomenal job with the Legal Society. We have speakers come in either weekly or bi-weekly, and the Legal Society deals with both criminal justice and legal matters. And so she's done a wonderful job making sure she combines both the criminal justice and legal aspects of it. We've been very fortunate to have speakers come in from federal agencies, and a special thanks to Sheriff Mike Scott, because we've had many deputies come in as well to speak to the students about different things, anything from elder crime, cyber crime, you name it. It takes a lot of work to put all that together, and yet it takes an organized person to make it all work. As faculty advisor for the Legal Society, I try to provide assistance to students in what classes they need to have. But Mandy will come into my office with a chart, and it'll already have the rest of the time she's going to be at Hodges, and every class, at what time and when and such. And it's funny because it makes my job easy, so I just look at that and say, looks good, Mandy, you're on your way. Dr. McMahan has already had the opportunity to describe many of the wonderful features that Mandy Goldenberg has brought, her many talents that she has, and the hard work that she's put forward. What I'd like to add to that is she's had at least a minimum of 20 credits each semester, that she's actively involved in so many different things and does have that perfect GPA. So Mandy, come on up and accept your award.
Easy to get students to come in week after week. And I would be remiss not to thank the members of the Legal Society for actively participating. Dr. Weyl has been an amazing mentor to me. His dedication and enthusiasm to the Legal Society is contagious. And if he hadn't pushed me to run for president, I don't know if I'd be standing up here accepting this award. He has allowed me to brainstorm, bounce ideas off of him, and just make sure I'm on the right path to give the most to the students. Well, he said, as I've been serving as president of the Legal Society, I took some pretty huge course loads, and because failure is not an option in my vocabulary, I had to call on my biggest supporter, my mother, who was able to help me confirm my speakers and was just there for guidance because she taught me how to be organized. Thank God. I also need to thank my friends in student development because you are the unsung heroes of making sure that clubs and organizations are successful. So thank you all. And finally, thank you to the other student leaders who allowed me to coordinate amazing collaborative efforts which brought clubs together to make for fantastic meetings. And again, thank you.
If there is a wellspring of positive energy on this earth, it has to be Agostina Cristina Rey. She has so much energy. It's great as a professor when you see that. The students are really active and excited about things. I had the opportunity to have her for legal research and writing the first time. And she's one of the students that's very, very interested. She always wanted to make sure she understood things, not to just pass the class, but to truly understand it, because she knew she would be applying it. And she has recently accepted a position in a legal firm in Naples, so congratulations. Come back to help you out now. She definitely has been, as I said, very enthusiastic, and she brings that positive energy to the things that she works on, including the Legal Society in Naples. She has been very tireless in working to make sure that the Legal Society is successful, that people are aware of what it offers to the other students, and to bring it full circle so that everyone has an opportunity to be enriched in all that Hodges University has to offer. And for that, we'd like to recognize you, Agostina Cristina Rey.
Hello, everyone. As you know, my name is Agostina Cristina Rey. Short last name, it's short and sweet like me. I still didn't believe that I was going to be here today until today. When Dr. Brooke called and said, well, you've been elected, I'm like, me? Why me? So I don't have a speech, but I have a heart and it's going to come from it. I want to thank Dr. Wyant. You have no idea. You have touched me. When you looked into my eyes and you said, relax, believe in yourself. Well, it reached home. I did relax, I took a deep breath. And you said, enjoy the classes, believe in yourself, have confidence. I want to thank you for that. Dr. Bowman, you are an amazing person. But for those of you who don't know, Dr. Bowman is an opera singer. And I am very passionate about opera. I know you're probably thinking, what does opera have to do with this? But if you know opera, it's very deep, it's very emotional. And that's how Dr. Bowman reached me, in very deep. Dr. Brooke, you're an amazing person as well. The day of graduation, even though I was not graduating, but I was there participating and supporting my fellow students, I was volunteering that day, and she needed help with adjusting another layer of a doctrine. And I looked at her and I said, wow, you still wow me. You just wow me. I'm just very honored to be in the presence of all of you in this room. And Jeff, I know. Last minute, you were always there, and I want to thank you. And for the rest of the student, president, and I'm sorry, I just like so emotional, I can't remember everybody's name, but you know who you are. And I just want to thank my son tonight. today. He's my hero. He's the apple of my eye. I had him when I was 10. He's 30 and I'm 39. You love it? He's my hero. He's my inspiration. And Hodges University has given me an opportunity to reach a dream of mine, which is to get an education and college education. Fortunately, I didn't get that opportunity when I was younger. So when I turned 39, I decided I'm going to do this. And here I am. And I want to thank each and every one of you for making me feel 39. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
I'm Dr. Tom Hoffman from the psychology program. God bless psychology students because they want to help. That is ingrained within them. Now, I'll tell you a little story about drug and alcohol counseling because our student that we're honoring wants to be a drug and alcohol counselor. I recently had an email from another student who graduated and excitedly said, Dr. Hoffman, I got called my first really bad name today at work. That means I'm baptized into the profession, right? But yet, what happens is that while it's a very challenging profession, it's also a profession that has rewards as you see people recover and grow and become the very pillars of their community. In the applied psychology program, we work hard with the student to facilitate their learning of the theory, their understanding and ability to dig out the research. We help them broaden their compassion, and we really emphasize what effective counseling really is. And today's student, Randy Gutierrez, exemplifies the kind of student from our program that takes that education and using that necessary quality of leadership called initiative, she makes it work for her. And I had her in class about a year ago, so I had to get reports, which I'll now share with you from her professors. But I can tell you that as good as she performed in my class, as well as she performed in my class, she's doing better and better and better. Professor Aubrey Harwood said that Brandy was outstanding in her efforts to promote the psychology club and was a constant volunteer at fundraising efforts and other efforts. Dr. Mary Newsey said in class, Brandy is the first to volunteer, the first to help others, very dependable, and last but not least, because it's important in our profession, takes constructive criticism well. I'd like you to join me in welcoming Brandy Gutierrez to the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Hoffman, for your nice words. Once I enrolled into Hodges University, I knew that I didn't just want to be a student, that I wanted to be a part of the school and take part in activities that the school offers. Because of my major, I'm working towards a bachelor's in applied psychology. I decided to join the psychology club. The psychology club has given me numerous opportunities to where I can go to play therapies, where I can see the new counseling techniques and sort of dip my hands and feel what the counseling area is and how it works. Thankfully, there has been numerous opportunities that I am grateful for, and I think that without the psychology club, I wouldn't really know what I'm getting myself into. I look forward to it, and like Dr. Hoffman said, I have another classmate in class that works in the field and she knows how to, and she comes to every single class with a new story. So I will be looking forward to all the different things that will be occurring. I would like to say thank you for Dr. Hoffman and Professor Howard for giving me this opportunity, and for my parents and my family for helping me out with my daughter and for giving me the help I need to continue with my education and for childcare. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bowman. I'm the advisor for the Technology Society. And as you know, technology is ever evolving, and one of the goals is to help bridge that gap between today's technology and hopefully impart that thirst for knowledge for what's coming out tomorrow. So one of the things that we try to do is be part of various events where we help students learn about technology. One of the projects that we had undertaken was the Computer for Students project. And through that, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but we were able to provide students in need here at Hodges some computers where they would normally have to find other resources, or you can go out to the library, and we already know how busy our schedule is. So to be able to do homework at home is a nice project to fulfill for students. So that was one of the major projects we undertook. I have the pleasure of introducing two of our members today. One I work with also as my teaching assistant. The other is a member that's always ready to help. So a little bit about Jonathan Wisconsin. Jonathan came in as a student from another university. And the thing about Jonathan is he has this thirst for knowledge that's insatiable. And I do mean insatiable. In terms of, I will be talking about theories and concepts with them past the 10 o'clock deadline, out in the parking lot, or through email. For me, that demonstrates also leadership, because leadership for me is someone that also wants to turn around and take that knowledge and apply it. And I often use the word leadership is as leadership does. Jonathan recently became the president of the Technology Society. And as ambitious as he is, first thing you start thinking about is, what can we do to make the organization better? And I started out talking to him about an anniversary celebration we had last year, and I was thinking, hey, maybe we should do something at some point this year, but I don't have time. So his current project is working on the symposium for the first time. Our society is putting together a symposium on cyber forensics, computer forensics. And it's going to be happening on the 19th of this month. From the get-go, Jonathan pretty much took that idea, started running with it. And I am actually proud to say I'm learning from Jonathan as faculty. One of the things that we do is impart knowledge. But to get that back from a student, and you can feel and see the transformation, because this is what it's all about. When you come to college, university, it's a transformational process. And so I saw Jonathan as a student, came in, asked a lot of questions, but then he transitioned to leader. So I'm proud to present the Outstanding Member Award for the Fort Myers campus to Jonathan Wisconsin.
a lot different from what here. When I was told that I should have an acceptance speech prepared for this, I had no idea what I was supposed to say. I said emails around, and I was lost. Quite honestly, I still am. Aside from saying thank you, I didn't exactly know what else there was. Then I sat there and I thought about it, and I realized just where I started and where I ended up where I am now. When I first came to Hodges, like Mandy, I planned on coming in, taking my classes, doing my homework. The goal was just to get to the right near the plan. As the time progressed, I became more familiar with faculty here, and I had opportunities presented to me that I never thought of. One of the most influential opportunities for me was when I was approached by Professor Merville, once again in the parking lot. And I was asked to think about becoming one of his teaching assistants. At that time, I was reluctant to accept the offer, and I just wanted to get my classes done and leave for that. After some thought and a few more conversations, I accepted the opportunity. And through the next 3 semesters, I gradually took on more classes as a teacher's assistant. I began to help classmates more in my own classes. And although I was familiar with and had experience coaching and teaching people, this was something completely different. The environment was different, the method was different. I found that although I was increasing my own knowledge, I was also noticing a difference in my leadership abilities. As the time passed, I continued to accept more and more responsibilities inside of the small team that we had of teachers assistants, to a point where I had a level of activity inside of the university that I hadn't expected and I wasn't ready for. Then, in another conversation in the parking lot, it happened again, and I was given the opportunity to run for vice president of the School of Technology Society. I thought that things couldn't have possibly gotten any different with all the changes that I had already experienced. Today I find myself in a position as a teacher's assistant for most of the networking classes, a lab assistant for the SI lab, a networking assistant in our networking classrooms, and the president of the School of Technology Society. For all of this and more, I have one person to thank for coaching me through it, guiding me, teaching me, and giving me the real world knowledge I needed in order to see your job in the community and as a president. So with that, I say thank you.
One last thing about the interview for vice president, he actually interviewed me as opposed to the other way around. So he didn't want to take the position without knowing that he would have an impact, and that's something that is very respectable. The next student that I am honored to talk about is Frederick Russell. And we call him Rick. Rick is one of those students that also has that thirst for knowledge, but what's different about Rick, he will look through the book and try to find that answer he's looking for before he can ask for help. And as faculty, especially in technology, I encourage my students, okay, yes, you do need to read the textbook, but when you get stuck, ask for help. Well, Rick is usually entrenched in that thought, and you can see that he's just so focused on it. When you go to him and you ask him, he's like, well, I didn't understand this. However, can we make it work this other way? And so his approach to learning is one of those that struck me as interesting, because I myself, I'm always looking for, is there another way of doing this in technology? And one of the things about Rick is that as a member of the Technology Society, no one really had to ask Rick whether or not he would be there. We just knew that if we needed a volunteer or someone to help, he was there to help. And again, as the transformation, Rick started out as the student, then Rick started out as the student mentor. Okay, so what Rick became is an asset to all the classes that I've had with him, and I'm sure with other classes that he's taken. One of the things that I will say is there are very few times where I can say I can always depend on someone, and Rick is definitely one of the students that makes the society, especially when we know we need some extra members or someone extra there. Rick is the one we can count on. So I want to thank Rick, and I want to present him as the Naples outstanding member. And by the way, the students in the organization also voted him as the outstanding member of the year for our organization. So it's not just from me, but it's from everyone in the organization. So we owe you a big thank you, Rick.
Well, sorry about that. Last time I was in front of a microphone, it was karaoke and it went bad. So I'm not gonna do that to you guys. So, all right, I was in the Navy. We're gonna forget that. I just want to thank Hodges University for this opportunity. I'm a big believer in opportunity. I want to thank my family, my wife Kim, my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law Gail, who's watching my two beautiful children, for taking the heavy load. And thank you, Professor Burville, and all the members of the Technology Society for this wonderful award. I want to thank Dr. Brooks and Jeff Moser and all the administrators that support the student organizations like the Technology Society, because they're very important to us. As students, they help us grow outside the boundaries of the classroom, and I think that's very important for all of the university, not just for promoting the university, but promoting the students from within. These student organizations are tools for those of us looking for that extra professional edge, and I think they're very valuable. I am the first to tell everyone I am not the best student. I kind of think around the box, not always inside the box. But when I see an opportunity, I like to take it. And I saw the Technology Society as an opportunity, and I was first to jump on that opportunity. In 2009, when I started here at Hodges, I was a stay-at-home dad. I just gotten out of the Navy. I had a 1-year-old, and now I'm the father of 2 wonderful children, 3 and 2. During that time, I have gained certificates, I've gained knowledge in the industry, and I managed to, with my skills I learned here at Hodges, to get a job in the Collier County IT department as a network specialist. I was the first person they had hired in 2 years from outside the county. I thought that was, to me, a huge accomplishment. The job opportunity at Hodges gave me these wonderful tools. And again, thank you Hodges University and Fisher School of Technology Society for the award. I truly feel honored. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Molly Grubbs, and I am the advisor to the HU ambassadors here at the Fort Myers campus. I am proud to honor Yara Marij with the Outstanding Member Award for the Fort Myers ambassadors. Yara has been a member of our club for almost 2 years. She is the ideal candidate for this award because of her dedication to volunteerism and her strong academic acumen. Yara's time management skills are impeccable. She wears many hats here at Hodges. She's a student, a work study in the library. She's also the mother to Andre, her son, who also attended Hodges. And Andre is here next to her today. Yara emerged as the luminary of our club, helping with numerous campus events as well as community service projects. Whether it's making muffins for a bake sale to raise money for the Red Cross, or taking a Saturday to bag food for the United Way Day of Hunger, Yara is the ever-present, dependable member who gives her time and passion to organizations in need. Yara has blossomed into a determined, confident, and resourceful student. I'd like to think that the ambassadors has something to do with that. Her sincerity and humility made it easy for me to pick her as a recipient for this honor. I'm thrilled that she has several more terms as a psychology student and will continue to share her leadership with our club. Please join me in welcoming Yara to accept her award.
Hello everyone. I'm not really good at speaks. I feel like, I don't know, I'm very nervous. But I just want to say that I'm very grateful to be here to accept this award. I always enjoyed being part of the ambassadors because I always love to be in community service, and I feel like it's very important. My warmest thanks goes to Molly Grubbs for your hard work in helping us to make the Hodges University's ambassadors a success by helping our school and our community. I want to say thank you to my son, Andre, who's a student here at Hodges too. And I want to say thank you to Carlene folks from the library and Jerry friends, who is from the library too. They are here, and I wanted to say thank you guys for being here for me. Thank you to everybody from Hodges University and all the students that's being awarded. And thank you so much, and good night.
Good afternoon to everyone. When you look around the room, what do you see? Take a moment. He has his hand up. You see the diverse, wonderful, beautiful cultures and nationalities of many different kinds of people that Hodges University embraces. The mission of the Multicultural Club is to acknowledge, celebrate, and appreciate the diverse multicultural experiences of every member of this university. But with any good club, it takes great students, as you see right here, that have come before me. Elodia de Jesus was born in the Dominican Republic, 9 out of 10 siblings, a mother of 2 beautiful children, Luke and Gabby, who are present. In 2005, she graduated from Miami-Dade College with her associate degree in early childhood education, and currently, in this fall term, is completing her studies for her bachelor's degree in interdisciplinary studies from Hodges University. She has demonstrated outstanding leadership in community activities such as the Breast Cancer Walk, the Walk for a Healthy Collier, the Drug-Free Schools, Freedom Waters, our Diversity Festival, a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, just to name a few, ladies and gentlemen. And also has been on the dean's list of our university numerous times. Finally, Elodia de Jesus does the common things of life in the uncommon ways and commands the attention of anyone she meets. And in the words of Booker T. Washington, if you want to lift yourself up, lift up another person. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present to you the Multicultural Leadership Service Award of 2011 to Elodia M. de Jesus.
Smith. I think he has said it all. For me, it's a great honor to just stand here among such an amazing group. When I embarked in the journey of my education, I knew it was going to be good, but I never expected how amazing it was going to be, the amount of individuals I was going to meet that become and have become my guiding angels. I have built an amazing wings that had allowed me to feel so confident and so sure of where I want to continue with my education. And I want to thank everyone here tonight for it. As I noticed a few individuals with a speech, I mentioned to my daughter that I didn't have one. So she hurried up and wrote one for me. And she says, just say this. And to say the least, she said, I wanted to make sure that I say thank you to all my professors at Hodges University, which I will forever be grateful that I have been part of your life and that you will always be part of mine. I also wanted to say thank you to my daughter, Gabby, the author, for always being part and participating in every event that I have been involved in. As a leadership, this will be something that I will always cherish and carry with me. Thank you, everyone.
Good afternoon. It's my privilege to introduce to you Rosa Arwin, and she is here with her 10-year-old daughter, Natalie, right here. Thanks for hanging in there, Natalie. And Rosa is from Mexico, and she came here and joined the United States Army, where she served over 5 years in places like South Korea and in Operation Iraqi Freedom. And I hope you go to the Veterans Club ceremony in Naples about 5 days from now, and Rosa will be getting back in uniform and presenting the flag. And is that simulcast here? Okay, so if you're on Fort Myers, you can see the simulcast here on this campus. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in management from Hodges University, and she's now pursuing her master's degree in management here at Hodges. And she serves as the secretary of the Veterans Club, and she's very diligent, very committed in helping that club succeed, doing all kinds of work behind the scenes. And so I'm just very proud to give this award to Rosa for all of her commitment. Thank you, Rosa. You are so needed in the club. Thank you so much for serving our country and for serving the veterans here. Please come.
First, I would like to thank God because I believe that through Him, all things are possible. I also want to thank the people that nominated me to receive this award, especially to Dr. Franz and Mr. Frazier. Lastly, I want to thank this wonderful country where dreams still come true. I am a live example that when you give to your country gives you back even more. Serving in the U.S. Army was my greatest struggle until now, but it has also been my greatest blessing. God bless America.
I get to switch hats now from being the Vice President to the Director of Alumni Affairs. And I'm honored to announce our annual choice of alumna or alumnus of the year. Almost daily I hear people talking about those wonderful Hodges University TV commercials that promote our alumni community leaders, exclaiming their proven qualities of strength, integrity, and wisdom. These commercials have received acceptance, I believe, because the truth is fairly evident that these graduates are truly the leaders portrayed and not actors merely acting and selling a product. Today, I am proud to announce yet another stellar alumnus with an outstanding record of community service, professional and educational development, and family responsibility, married with 3 adult children, Dr. Ronald J. Curtis. Dr. Curtis is a 28-year law enforcement veteran who is currently a captain with the Lee County, Florida Sheriff's Office and the commander of the Bravo District Station in Lehigh Acres, leading 61 personnel, including a squad of detectives, a patrol division, a selective enforcement team, and a civilian support personnel. Ronald, you've learned good time management skills somewhere. Congratulations. I would like to think that it was at Hodges University in our management classes. However, I know that you've also received an excellent education at other good schools in our area. Dr. Curtis holds a Doctor of Education in Organizational Leadership with a specialization in conflict resolution from Nova Southeastern University, a master's degree in public administration from Florida Gulf Coast University, his management degree from Hodges University, and it was International College when he attended at our old campus here that many of us remember, and his associate degree in criminal justice from Edison College. And if this isn't sufficient, Dr. Curtis has over 2,000 hours of specialized law enforcement training in numerous diversified topics. Ronald Curtis' list of community services is extensive, invaluable, and impressive. He is an active in the Lehigh Acres community, including the Kiwanis Club, the Rotary International, and the Lehigh Acres Chamber of Commerce, who recently honored him as an Officer of the Month. I am happy to learn that Dr. Curtis is sharing his real-world experience and education with students in the classroom as an adjunct professor at Florida Gulf Coast University and Barry University. I would like to add that today I'm also happy to have with us one of our alumna of the year 2010, Tanda Swanson-Lawson. She was up here last year, and she's a friend of Dr. Curtis's, and I asked her to come up and help me and say a few personal things. Tanda.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I realize that you wanted us to be at an hour, but just try telling your parents or your children that you're proud of them quickly. It's very difficult to do. And Hodges is so much more, as you've all heard, to us than where we go to learn and such. As I discuss often with Captain Curtis, or my friend Ron, and a colleague of mine in Lehigh Acres in this year's Leadership Lehigh 2011 class, we spend every other Wednesday together going to a variety of places all over the county, learning more about our community, how we can help, and always with my Hodges alumni pin. I never leave home without it. I've given out many cards, and I've already told him exactly what he has to do from here on out. And so he's always decked out, and so one more pin. It's a great honor to have. I was shared by his colleagues just how revered he has been over the years through his commitment, his education, his giving, his backing up his colleagues, having their back. Good cop, right? That's what you said. And that is exactly what he does every day for all the people that are lucky enough to be touched by him. I met him in 2002, in the worst possible day of my life, in a home invasion, when he came to my house as a sergeant. And all these years, here we are, both proud Hodges alumni, and sharing everything we've learned here to make Lehigh Acres a better place. And thank you, I'm so honored to know you.
Sheriff Scott, we're glad that you can come out today. Thank you for being here and finding time. Do you have anything you'd like to say about this gentleman?
Nothing's not already been said. He's a fantastic individual.
Well, we agree with that 100%. So Ronald Curtis, if you'll come to the stage, we'd like to give you the certificate.
never had a loss for words. You can ask my dear friends Morgan Bowman and Sheriff Mike Scott and Tonda, my family, Elliot, niece, and my daughters, Christina and Kyla. I am so humbled by this. I don't feel like I've earned or even deserved the things that have been said tonight. And again, so I did prepare a very short little speech. And of course it begins with this, and often that I'm at a loss for words. I've never at a loss for words. But I truly struggled with this because I wasn't exactly sure what I should say. But here goes. First of all, I simply cannot express how touched and how very humbled I am by this award, and especially by the things that were said about me by Tonda and my friends. I was a non-traditional college student. I returned to school at age 34, but I was very driven. I managed to earn those 4 college degrees inside 10 years, including my doctorate, while my wife and I were raising 3 wonderful children. And I was also working, all of those, I was working day and night as a homicide detective at the sheriff's office. I'm very proud of my education. I'm very proud of my accomplishments. I'm very proud that they include Hodges University. I'm especially proud of my recent work in Lehigh Acres. Lehigh is a great community, and I strongly encourage you all to move there, come out and visit. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. None of this would have been possible without the support of my wonderful wife, who is working today and couldn't be here, my kids, my friends, and of course the Lee County Sheriff's Office. I truly hope that all of you are proud of me as well. That said, I want to say thank you to everyone here for honoring me and the other recipients here tonight. And of course I want to thank Hodges for providing me with such an outstanding education, in particular Dr. Nancey Wyant, who was one of my mentors and my primary professor during my time here. The outstanding education has served me very well, and I thank you for naming me the Alumnus of the Year. And in closing, following what Dr. Bowman's lead, I have one last thing that I've been dying to say. As my friends Bill Lombardo and some of the others have said on your televisions, my name is Captain Ron Curtis. I'm the commander of the Lee County Sheriff's Office, East District Station, and I am a proud Hodges graduate.
Well, this has been an amazing afternoon. Thank you all so very much for your wonderful words and support, and for helping Hodges be what it is today.